The first book of Chronicles, chapter 11. Then all Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are thy bones and thy flesh. And in times past, even when Saul was king, thou leddest Israel out and in, and the Lord thy God said unto thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be captain over my people Israel. So came all the elders of Israel to the king to Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Samuel. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where there were Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land. And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, Thou shalt not come in hither. Nevertheless David took the tower of Zion, which is the city of David. And David said, Whosoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be the chief and captain. So Joab the son of Zeruiah went up first, and was captain. Then David dwelt in the tower. Therefore they called it the city of David. And he built the city on every side, from Millo even round about, and Joab repaired the rest of the city. And David prospered and grew, for the Lord of hosts was with him. These also are the chief of the valiant men that were with David, and joined their force with him in his kingdom with all Israel, to make him king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord. And this is the number of the valiant men whom David had: Jashobeam, son of Achmoni, the chief among 30. He lifted up his spear against 300, whom he slew at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohite, which was one of the 3 valiant men, who was with David at Pesdammim, where there the Philistines were gathered together to battle. And there was a parcel of ground full of barley, and the people fled before the Philistines. And they stood in the midst of the field, and saved it, and slew the Philistines. So the Lord gave a great victory. And 3 of the 30 captains went to a rock, to David, unto the cave of Adullam. And the army of the Philistines camped in the valley of Rephaim. And when David was in the hold, the Philistine garrison was at Bethlehem. And David longed, and said, Oh, that one would give me to drink of water of the well of Bethlehem that is at the gate. Then these 3 brake through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. David would not drink of it, and poured it out for an oblation unto the Lord, and said, Let not my God suffer me to do this. Should I drink the blood of these men's lives? For they have brought it with the jeopardy of their lives. Therefore he would not drink it. These things did these 3 mighty men. And Abishai the brother of Joab, he was chief of the 3, and he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them, and had the name among the 3. Among the 3 he was more honorable than the 2, and he was their captain. But he attained not unto the first 3. Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man, which had done many acts, was of Kabzeel. He slew 2 strong men of Moab, who went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in this time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, even 5 cubits long, and in the Egyptian's hand was a spear, like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among the 3 worthies. Behold, he was honorable among the 30, but he attained not unto the first 3. And David made him of his counsel. These also were valiant men of war: Asahel the brother of Joab, Elhanan the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shemot the Haroite, Helez the Pelonite, Ira the son of Ikesh the Tekoite, Abiezer the Anathothite, Sibbechai the Hushathite, Eli the Ahohite, Maharari the Netophathite, Heled the son of Baanah the Netophathite, Ithai the son of Ribai, of Gibeah of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah the Pirathonite, Hurai of the rivers of Gaash, Abiel the Arbathite, Azmaveth the Baharumite, Eliahaba the Shalabonite, sons of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan the son of Shageh the Harite, Haim the son of Sakar the Hararite, Eliphal the son of Ur, Hefer the Machasharite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Ezra the Carmelite, Naarai the son of Ezbai, Joel the son of Nathan, Mibhar the son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Berothite, armor bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad the son of Alai, Adina the son of Shiza the Reubenite, the captain of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan the son of Maacah, and Josaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashterathite, Shammah and Jael, the sons of Hotham the Arorite, Jediel the son of Shimri, and Joha his brother the Tizite, Eliel the Mahavite, Jerubai and Josephiah the sons of Elnaam, and Ithma the Moabite, Eliel and Obed, and Jaasiel the Mesobite. 1 Chronicles chapter 12. These also are they that came to David to Ziklag, while he was yet kept close, because of Saul the son of Kish. And they were among the valiant and helpers of the battle. They were weaponed with bows, and could use the right and the left hand with stones, and with arrows and bows, and were of Saul's brethren, even Benjamin. The chief were Ahiezer and Joash, the sons of Shema, a Gibeathite, and Jeziel and Peleth, the sons of Azmavet, Berachah and Jehud, the Anathothite, Ishmaiah, the Gibeonite, a valiant man among 30, and above the 30, and Jeremiah, Jehaziel, and Johanan, and Jozabad, the Gedetherite, Eluzai, and Jeremoth, and Beeliah, and Shemariah, and Shephatai, and Harupai, Elkanah, and Jeshiah, and Azarel, and Joazer, and Jashobeam of Korah, and Joelah, and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. And of the Gadites there separated themselves some unto David into the hold of the wilderness, valiant men of war and men of arms, and apt for battle, which could handle a spear and shield, and their faces were like the faces of lions, and were like the roes in the mountains in swiftness. Azer the chief, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, Machbani the 11th. These were the sons of Gad, captains of the host. One of the least could resist 100, and the greatest 1,000. These are they that went over the Jordan in the first month, when he had filled over its banks, and put to flight all them of the valley toward the east and the west. And there came of the children of Benjamin and Judah to hold unto David. And David went out to meet them, and answered and said unto them, If ye have come peaceably unto me to help me, mine heart shall be knit unto you. But if you come to betray me to mine adversaries, seeing there is no wickedness in my hands, the God of our fathers behold it, and rebuke it. And the Spirit came upon Amasai, which was the chief of the 30, and he said, Thine are we, David, and with thee, O son of Jesse. Peace, peace be unto thee. Peace be unto thy helpers, for thy God helpeth thee. Then David received them, and made them captains of the garrison. And of Manasseh some fell to David, when he came with the Philistines against Saul to battle. But they helped them not, for the princes of the Philistines by advisement sent him away, saying, he will fall to his master Saul of our head. As he went to Ziklag, there fell to him of Manasseh, Adnah, and Jozabad, and Jediel, and Michael, and Jozabad, and Elihu, and Zilithai, heads of the thousands that were of Manasseh. And they helped David against that band. They were all valiant men and were captains in hosts. For at the time, day by day, there came to David to help him, until it was a great host, like the host of God. These are the numbers of the captains that were armed to battle, and came to David to Hebron, to turn the kingdom to Saul, of Saul to him, according to the word of the Lord. The children of Judah that bare shield and spear were 6,800, armed to the war. But the children of Simeon, valiant men of war, 7,100. Of the children of Levi, 4,600. And Jehodiah was the chief of them of Aaron, and with him 3,700. And Zadok, a young man very valiant, of his father's household came 22 captains. And of the children of Benjamin, brethren of Saul, 3,000. For a great part of them unto that time kept the ward of the house of Saul. And of the children of Ephraim, 20,800 valiant men and famous men in the household of their fathers. And of the half-tribe of Manasseh, 18,000, which were appointed by name to come and make David king. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment. Of Zebulun, that went out to battle, expert in war, and in all instruments of war, 50,000, which could set the battle in array. They were not of a double heart. And of Naphtali, 1,000 captains, and with them the shield and spear, 37,000. And of Dan, expert in battle, 28,600. And of Asher, they went out to battle, and they were trained in the wars, 40,000. And of the other side of Jordan, of the Reubenites, and of the Gadites, and of the half-tribe of Manasseh, with all instruments of war to fight with, 120,000. All these men of war that could lead an army, came with upright heart to Hebron to make David king over Israel, and all the rest of Israel was of one accord to make David king. And there they were with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brethren had prepared for them. Moreover, they were near them unto Issachar, and Zebulun and Naphtali brought bread upon their asses, and on camels, and on mules, and on oxen, even meat, flour, figs, and raisins, and wine and oil, and beeves and sheep abundantly, for there was joy in Israel. 1 Chronicles chapter 13. David counseled with the captains of the thousands and of the hundreds, and with all the governors. David said to all the congregations of Israel, If it seems good unto you, and it proceedeth of the Lord our God, we will send to and fro unto our brethren, that they are left in all the land of Israel. For with them are the priests and Levites in the cities and in their suburbs, that they may assemble themselves unto us. And when we will bring again the ark of our God to us, for we sought not unto it in the days of Saul. And all the congregation answered, Let us do so, for the thing seemed good in the eyes of all the people. So David gathered all Israel together from Shihor in Egypt unto the entering of Hamath, to bring the ark of God from Kirjath-jearim. And David went up, and all Israel, to Baalah of Kirjath-jearim, that was in Judah, to bring up from there the ark of God, the Lord God that dwelleth between the cherubims, where his name is called upon. And they carried the ark of God in a new cart out of the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Ahio guided the cart. And David and all Israel played before God with all their might, both with songs and with harps and with viols and timbrels and with trumpets and cymbals. And when they came unto the threshing floor of Chidon, Uzzah put forth his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen did shake it. But the wrath of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and he smote him, because he had laid his hand upon the ark. So he died there before God. And David was angry because the Lord had made a breach in Uzzah, and he called the name of that place Perez Uzzah unto this day. And David feared God that day, saying, How shall I bring in to me the ark of God? Therefore David brought not the ark to him into the city of David, but caused it to turn into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. So the ark of God remained in the house of Obed-Edom, even within his house 3 months. And the Lord blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that he had.